Hey my elevators, this is Elle Beecham, owner, creator, and founder of the Elevate Movement, which is a naturopathic approach to healing and mental health. I had a conversation about 2 weeks ago, and I've just been chewing on it and kind of sitting with it and processing the conversation that I had with a good friend of mine. Like, we don't talk every day, but when we talk, like, we catch up and we just drop these nuggets and conversations that are very like instrumental in our day, week, and we can just kind of chew on it and kind of munch on it. So I have been processing our conversation for a minute now, and I wanted to go ahead and just give it to you all. So with that being said, we were talking about having power and being a powerful person, and how when you are elevated and when you vibrate high and when you have a frequency and an aura that other people want, and they latch onto it because you feel so good to them. You can't give power when you don't have a power source. You can't give power when you are depleted. You can't give power or affirmations, validation, comfort, love when you are off. With that being said, we have to constantly remain charged. How do we remain charged? It's different for everyone. But for me, I ground. I'm an earth sign. I'm a Virgo. So for me, I have to get outside in nature. I have to sit with myself. A lot of people don't want to sit with themselves. If you meet people who constantly want to be around you and are always, yearning for you, while you may think that that's a good thing, oh, they like me, they want to be around me all the time, there's a void or something as to why they don't like or want to sit with themselves. That's an issue for me. Not that I'm a loner. I love people, but I love myself more. I love the quality time that I spend with myself because I love the person that I have grown into. I love the person that I'm becoming and morphing into. I love the person that gets to help everyone else. Like, I genuinely love me. I love everything about me. The things that may be considered shadow work, I have to embrace that because it makes me a better person, right? But if you do not have the things that you need, you're working from a half empty, half full cup. You can't do it. You can't continue to pour and not have a breakdown. You can't continue to pour and not get irritated or frustrated with people and in their situations. It has nothing to do with you. So don't take it on. Somebody once told me that, I have an addictive spirit and, they love to be around me or whatever. That's great. But that's a you thing. Like, I'm not going to take that on. It's yours. And you have to figure out what's going to be the things that fill your cup up. You have to decide, what ingredients, nutrients do I need to keep me afloat, to keep me going through life, to keep me feeling good, to keep me on a high, to keep me loving, to keep me, in a forward movement. Like, you have to consider that. You cannot be a power source to everyone else when you're powerless. You can't be a powerhouse to everyone else when you can't plug in. You can't give power when you're weak. You can't give power when you're depleted, when you have nothing to give, when no one has given you anything, when no one has filled your cup up. How about when you haven't filled your cup up? See, we got to take the responsibility away from people. When I spend time with people, that's an additive bonus. That's an extra. I value the time. I appreciate the time, but I'm not looking for it, and I'm not ready to schedule the next one. I'm basking in this moment that we just had. I practice mindfulness. I don't go and I'm not in situations where I think about the next time. I try to enjoy what's happening right now. I try to be in the moment. I try to enjoy the person, love on the person. And once it's over, it's over. I wait until the next time creates itself. But I'm not creating an anxious moment by thinking of the next time, by making a plan. But no, I go with the flow. So in going with the flow is somebody reach out, they want to do something. Okay, you say yes or no, and then if you don't, then you don't have to. But you have to understand your boundaries. You have to understand the things that work for you, because these will all pull on your power source. It'll impact your power source. When someone comes in and they're too demanding, they're too draining, they're obsessive, it will mess up your power source. It'll shake you up. It'll take you from ground zero and put you under the earth. And then you have to start over with your grounding. You have to start over with your boundaries. You have to start over with conversation with the person. You got to start over with, oh, I don't know if I like them. I don't know if I want to, get back in it. I don't know if I want to do this. You have to literally start over. When people come into your life and they take you off, your game, they throw a curveball. So I just want to encourage us all, stop trying to pour from a half empty cup, and remember that you have to give yourself what you need. If you need a day of rest, if you need some love, if you need some attention, if you need an outing, if you need a cry, if you need a journal, a dancing session, whatever you need, you have to give it to yourself. It's not up to other people to fill your cup. So that's where we go wrong, in my opinion, because you cannot put so many expectations on another person. We need to come as healed as we can when we enter into dynamics. That's not always the case, but sometimes, people can drain you. And if it's not just a 1, 2, 3 situation where you can get somebody together, you need to ask yourself, do I have enough power to fuel them today? Like, they need more from me than just a hug or a little time. They need me to really get in there. So do I have it to give? We have to ask ourselves that every single day. Otherwise, we'll be neglecting ourselves. We need to constantly do pulse checks with us. How you feeling today? I'm talking about to yourself. Girl, you good? You all right? So continue to love on yourself. Continue to be kind and patient with yourself throughout this healing journey. Like, healing is an ongoing work, and it never ends. Like, it never ends. So with that, we just have to be mindful of what we need every single day and give it to ourselves. Honor yourself enough to grant it. Give it to yourself. You deserve it. So until my next video, elevators, it's LB, and I'm out.